Hello guys and welcome to another flight simulator video. In this episode, I'm going to briefly show you my entry-level or budget setup for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and do a short test flight featuring the Thrustmaster TCA Airbus Sidestick and Quadrant. This is just my basic setup, which is ideal if you just want a decent setup and get straight to flying without breaking the bank. I know a lot of you are patiently waiting for the upcoming patch in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to hopefully address the compatibility of the Thrustmaster TCA Quadrant. If you don't know what I mean, go ahead and watch my previous videos where I show the issues I've encountered so far. As of today, there is no patch yet, and it seems like it's going to be delayed. Let's just cross our fingers that it will be released soon. Now on to my setup. First is my LG 29 inches ultra-wide monitor, which is a very decent monitor. The ultra-wide aspect ratio is perfect to have a wider view of the cockpit. I complement my monitor with my iPad as a secondary display where I put my essential instruments such as the primary flight display, navigation display, system display, VFR map, and ATC window. It's a good trick if you don't have room for additional monitors. Of course, I have my Thrustmaster Airbus Sidestick on the left and the throttles on the right, just like seating on the captain's side. As for my computer, it is only powered with an Intel 8th generation Core i5 and NVIDIA GTX 1050 with only 2GB of memory. Well, I know my GPU is in the low end. If you have budget to spare, you may consider upgrading to a better one, as the detailed airports may tend to drop frame rates even when using low-end graphics. I'm looking forward to upgrade soon and hope you guys stick around till then. With that, we're ready for takeoff. We will just be flying a short route from John Wayne Airport in Orange County to LAX. This is one of my favorite routes, which is perfect for a short test flight. We will be flying using low-altitude IFR departing from runway 2 left and using ILS approach to runway 25 right. From here, I guess I'll see you guys in the cockpit. Welcome guys to this test flight from John Wayne Airport on an Airbus A320neo. We'll be flying to LAX. Now we're here in the cockpit. First things first, let's just try arranging these windows for the instruments. Let's just make sure that we resize everything properly. Now that one's done, let's try to set our altitude. Setting altitude to 11,000 feet. We already filed our flight plan earlier, so let's just double check our flight computer if everything's set properly. Looks good. We already have clearance for takeoff, so we can disengage the parking brake, setting thrust to toga. Let's just try to maintain the runway center line using the rudders. There's V1 and rotate. Little wobbly on takeoff. Pulling the gears up and engaging the autopilot. So now, let's leave everything to the computer to follow our flight plan.
132.7 Cebu 1235 Juliet 101. SoCal departure Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 is climbing through 2,200 feet for 11
We're still climbing, and so far looking good. It is a beautiful sight out of John Wayne Airport. Time to set the throttles to climb mode. And let's retract the flaps. So I guess we just need to strap in for now and enjoy the view towards LAX. As you have noticed, it's really easy to fly an Airbus A320.
ILS runway 25 right approach via CLPUR transition clear to cover Cebu 1235 Juliet 101. Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 contact Los Angeles Center on 132.85.
So the autopilot will continue to fly the aircraft. And we'll just disengage the autopilot as we land into LAX later.
Juliet 101 is climbing through 9,200 feet for 11,000 feet. Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 Los Angeles Center, continue to CLPUR as planned. Altimeter 29.907. Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Let's just set the altitude to 5,000 feet,
Juliet 101.
as we are asked to descend by the air traffic controller.
Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 contact SoCal departure on 132.7.
Communications are handled by the co-pilot. So it's really a handy feature in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
Juliet 101 is at 10,300 feet, descending 5,000 feet. Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 SoCal departure continue to CLPUR as planned. Altimeter 29.909.
With the wide aspect ratio, you can also see a lot more views surrounding the aircraft. Looking good, our flight is stable so far. We will just continue to fly in autopilot and follow the instructions from ATC if we need to change the altitude.
Los Angeles Center Cebu 1235 Juliet 101 is at 7,300 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Just trying out some other views of the camera around the aircraft. I believe there's a window view which I am looking. There you go. Window view on the left side and on the right side. This is more like a GoPro is mounted.
Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101, contact SoCal departure on 132.7.
I'll guess I'll just stay quiet for now and let you guys enjoy the view. We will just catch up again later as we prepare for landing.
Juliet 101 is at 5,300 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101, SoCal departure, continue to W at TCCS plan. Altimeter 29.999. Juliet 101, climb and maintain 8,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 8,000 feet, Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101.
Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101, climb and maintain 7,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 7,000 feet, Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101.
Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101, descend and maintain 6,300 feet.
Descend and maintain 6,300 feet, Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101.
Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Seatbelt 123.5 Juliet 101.
Seems like our angle of attack is increasing, so maybe it's best to extend the flaps.
Los Angeles approach Cebu 123.5
Setting the
Juliet
flaps.
1015,000 feet.
Cebu 123.5 Juliet 101 Los Angeles approach. Continue.
Let's just try to configure the aircraft for landing. Let's just turn on the ILS on the flight display.
Cebu 123.5 Juliet 101, you are 15 miles east of Los Angeles. Contact Los Angeles Tower on 119.8 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 119.8 Cebu 123.5 Juliet 101. Los Angeles Tower Cebu 123.5 Juliet 101 14 miles east inbound ILS runway 25 right approach.
Cebu 123.5 Juliet 101 Los Angeles Tower. Cleared ILS, runway 25 right approach. Altimeter 29.9 forward 3.
So we are cleared for ILS approach. So I have just enabled the localizer. It actually let me just enable the approach instead, so that we can also capture the glide slope, since we're pretty high at this point. Since we enabled the approach mode, the aircraft will follow the glide slope and descend accordingly in preparation for our final approach. We can verify in the flight display that the glide slope and localizer are enabled. Seems pretty good. We're just waiting for clearance for landing and we can lower the gears. So we are approaching the appropriate altitude for our glide slope. So the aircraft is starting to level off, but continue descending. So we are having around, our airspeed is around 140 knots, 145. Everything's looking good. As you noticed, when autopilot is enabled, we didn't really configure much on our throttles. We just left it in climb mode for the rest of the flight. Starting to see the crossroads of LA, and I expect my GPU to slow down a bit, since LAX is one of the detailed airports that's included in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Juliet
Clear to land, so it's time to lower our landing gears.
Flight right, Cebu 1235 Juliet 101.
We just heard the callouts for 1000. So we're 1000 feet and continuing our approach for landing. Frame rate is significantly dropping now.
300. 200.
Disengaging autopilot so we can try to land the plane now, and setting thrust to idle.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Touchdown and lowering the nose. Reverse thrust. And let's just try to go back to the runway center line. It wasn't the best landing. That's about it. We can disengage the reverse thrust
1235 Juliet 101, turn next taxiway.
and turn into the next taxiway using the Z-axis on the side stick for the rudders. Wasn't the best landing, but I guess I'll take it. Needs more practice.
1235 Juliet 101, contact ground on ONE 21.65.
Yep, so it's very detailed. We're now here in a LAX safe and sound and in one piece. Let's just try and pick probably one of the nearest gate around this terminal. I'm not sure what terminal number this is. Yeah, let's just try and pick a gate from here. Okay, need more power. So it was a good flight using the Thrustmaster TCA officer pack. Although as you notice, as we set our engines to idle, it really didn't idle because of the issue, which we hope is being solved on the upcoming patch. But since we mapped the reverse thrusters, it was a good experience being able to actually do that to reverse thrust. Well, I guess that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this short test flight from John Wayne Airport to LAX. And if you enjoyed this, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates coming soon.